All right, then we are off. So welcome everybody. My name is Alfred personally. I'm co-founder here at Ascent Innovation Lab. It's the most exciting space for young folks, Gen Zs like yourself, whether you're a student, gap year student, you're currently in secondary school or waiting for admission, or maybe you're in the university, or you probably just got your first job. You're in that gap between one point to the other one. We've built this for you, and we're super, super excited that you're here joining us for this onboarding sessions. It's the last of 3 onboarding calls we've done this week. We've had over 140 folks who applied to join cohort 1. And that's a big, big figure for us, especially because this is our inaugural cohort, right? This is not something that we've done before. It's the first time we're putting it out there. And it just shows that a lot of persons are excited about AI. A lot of persons are maybe curious. Some persons are even scared about AI. And that's why we do this. We know that artificial intelligence is going to be the great equalizer. It's going to push a lot of folks, billions of people around the world into prosperity. And we don't want young people coming from the global south to be left out. You know how every time technology comes out, it always seems like it's those in the global north. And I'll explain what I mean by global north, global south later. But it always seems like it's those in other regions that get to participate, while people in the global south are always trying to catch up. This time around, artificial intelligence is going to level the playing field. And that is why we have built this. So I'm excited that you all are here, that you are interested in mastering your future, in taking charge, and using, like we say every time, unlocking tomorrow, right? Using the keys for tomorrow's world today, mastering those keys today. So anybody, would you like to give like a short introduction of yourself? Maybe if you are too shy, feel free to type it, but I want to hear from somebody before I go to like sharing screen and all of that. I don't want to be too official. So who's going to try to go first? Anybody? I don't want to have to point or call somebody. Anyone? Ishoma Lights. Would you like to give us a brief intro? What's your name? No need to say too much. I know you have many secrets. You don't want people to find you. So just tell us your name. Where are you joining the call from? What's something about Ascent Innovation Lab you're excited about? Hello, Ishama. Can you hear me? Okay. How about Julius? Hello, Omolara Julius.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, Omolara. Good evening. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Good evening, everyone. My name is Omalara, and um, I'm an undergraduate. I'm currently studying biomedical engineering. I'm very excited
Wow.
to be part of this. I want to learn AI. I want to learn virtual reality. One of the reasons I'm so excited to be part of this is because AI is a huge part of what I study. AI is like is a huge thing in biomedical engineering. I want to learn AI so I can be able to use it as a leverage in my field of study. I want to learn AI so I can be able to use it to study, so I can be able to use it when I'm just doing anything. Because learning AI is going to be of so much help to me. It's going to make studying in school easier for me, and it would facilitate a lot of things. I'm very excited about this. Thank you, Mr. Alfred, for
Awesome,
this.
awesome. Thank you. And feel free to just call me Alfred. We also like to go. Maybe we'll take one or two other persons before we start sharing screen. I'll share slides and everything, and then you can ask questions. Jude, I know you're very active on WhatsApp. So let me ask Jude. Hello, Jude. Hi, Jude. Are you saying something? I can see your mic is no longer muted. Okay. Okay, maybe network issues. I can't hear you. Okay, Iniolua, yes, let's go for it, Iniolua Olayemi. Jude, you can type in the chat if you want. Yeah, please go ahead, Ini.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Hello.
I'm super excited to be here. My name is Daniel Olaemi. I'm a Gen Z at heart, so I'm here. And
Beautiful.
I am, how do I say it? I work right? I'm in product marketing, I'm a counselor, I own a business. And
Oh, beautiful.
I'm someone who I believe that AI is one of the rudiments of, success for the future. And I believe that it will be life-changing. And so, as a
Yeah.
Gen Z at heart, I've decided that I'm going to keep my heart open and childlike to learn new
Yeah.
things. So even though I'm not exactly Gen Z, I am Gen Z. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. I totally love that introduction. Thank you so much, Ini. You are, and I know that I've seen you post a couple of times on WhatsApp too, even though I'm not always active in the group. Um, just success and Omolara typically hold it down, but I try sometimes to just go to like chats, and it's just wonderful to finally meet you and see like, oh, this is actually like an established professional. So thank you so much for joining this call. Thank you for being engaging. Thank you for believing in the vision here at Ascent. So we'll run into, please give me a minute. I'll just cancel this. We'll run straight into slides. And I already did a brief introduction about myself, just in case anybody's like, you to introduce yourself, introduce yourself. We want to know more about you. I already did that. So if you came late, I'm sorry. So I'll just go straight into talking about the program, right? Because that's why we're all here. Give me a thumbs up or like just say something if you can see my screen. Because now I can't even see everybody again. All I'm seeing is just my slides. Please come off mute if you can still see my screen. Anybody? Give me a yes or a no. Sorry. Where did okay. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. Now I am looking, sorry. I'm looking for this. Where did my screen? Let me just reshare. All right then. So welcome everybody to the most exciting space on the internet for Gen Z innovators. This is where we unlock tomorrow, and we do that through basically two skill sets: immersive AI and virtual reality skills. Ascent Innovation Lab is growing very, very rapidly. This is our first cohort. I think I've mentioned that already. And in that little time, we've already gotten accepted into an accelerator. I forgot to put that into the slides, but an accelerator based in the UK called the Go Together Accelerator. They saw the incredible product concepts that we have. We built the MVP, and we just designed like a pitch deck, and we applied for it. And they were very, very intrigued by what we had in stock, what makes us unique in the market, our unique selling proposition, or USP, if you want to call it that, right? And that's why I'm very, very bullish as the co-founder, and even for a lot of folks on this call. I know that's why you're here. You're like our early adopters. You're very, very bullish on AI. You're bullish on assets, meaning that you're a firm believer of what we stand for, and we really, really, really appreciate that. So this is Cohort 1. This is where we are going to make history. These are the first steps for building a new wave of innovators, a new wave of inventors, a new wave of thinkers, a new wave of dreamers. And we want to give those people the tools to build tomorrow. You know how that technology has always been in cycles, right? Um, for example, those who grew up in the 1990s, there's a kind of technology that they were exposed to. And I'll come back to that thoughts later. But let me just run through this. This is not just a program, it's your gateway into taking charge of tomorrow, getting rightly positioned for a world where artificial intelligence will power how we think, communicate, work, and play. So AI is not something that you should be scared of, and I'll explain that. It's not something that you should wonder when is it going to go away? No, it's not going away. No, it's like when the internet came in what they call the dot-com bubble, 98, 99, and everyone was like, oh, December 31, 1999 was going to be the end of the world. I don't know if any of you have seen that, like the Y2K story. December 31, 1999 was going to be the end of the world and all of that. A whole lot of theories around that. Artificial intelligence is more like humanity coming to a critical point, a nexus point in our history as a species. And it's going to be folly for you to shy away from the reality that how we have always lived before now, or let me say before 2020, is not how we're going to live as a people, as a species going forward. Like everything about how we live, communicate, work, and play changed from what you call that COVID, the COVID, post-COVID period. It was a world divider in our human history. And that's why you've seen tools like ChatGPT become more rampant. ChatGPT is the first application ever in human history that will cross 100 million users. Think about that, 100 million users in 1 month. In 1 month, it crossed 100 million users. And today, there's close to 1 billion persons. It's currently over 700 million, inching towards 800 million persons around the world that use ChatGPT every week. That's an insane figure if you just think about it. But what that means is that whether or not you like it, artificial intelligence is the future of humanity. Now, what that means for us, positive, negative, that's something else for us to decode, right? So in this onboarding session, we'll share what makes Ascent different. I'll walk you through the platform. I'll show you what to expect, and I'll help you find your tribe. I'll explain what the tribe means later. And relax, totally feel comfortable during these sessions. I promise you that your future self will thank you for taking this step to join Ascent Innovation Lab. Okay, so why do we exist actually? You heard me talk about how that there have been different critical points in human history, right? Where technology has evolved. For example, in 1999, early 2000s, or even in the 70s, 80s, right? My dad, your mom, had to learn how to use something called a typewriter. Does anybody know what a typewriter is? Feel free to put into the chat if this is the first time you're hearing the word typewriter, not keyboard, typewriter, and let me know if you've ever seen a typewriter before. I was recently visiting a partner institution and I was talking to some of the young Gen Zs there and I was asking them, how many of you have seen a typewriter? Only one person knew what a typewriter is, only one person. That's insane if you think about it, because just about 5 decades ago, a typewriter was a critical part of how technology was run around the world. Our parents use it. When they come out of secondary school, out of high school, or even primary school, one of the basic skills they had to learn was how to, use a typewriter. If you can't use a typewriter, you can't become a secretary. If you can't use a typewriter, you can't become a clerk, right? Like a university library. If you're not a typewriter, you can't even be a lawyer. How do you prepare documents? You can't even be a doctor. To think that 5 decades later, 50 years later, and a typewriter is not something that you would try to learn. Is there anybody on this call who would try to learn today now? Say, oh, I want to learn how to use a typewriter. I think we'll have to check your temperature and see, like, what's happening to this person? Like, what's going on? Like, why are you going to learn a typewriter? Right? Why? Because that technology is obsolete. If your grandmother forced you to learn a typewriter, you'll be like, you have to run outside of that house because like, grandma is probably cooking something fetish for me. Why is she trying to teach me how to use a typewriter? Nobody uses it anymore. That technology is obsolete. It's the same thing with mainframe computers. When computers started building up, based on all the progress that folks like the Macintosh, HP, all of those mega companies at the time, AT&T, the rest of them, those mega corporations, which in their own day and time, they were like the Meta Apple of today. They were the ones who owned the largest market share around the world because they built computers. Those sort of computers, mainframe computers, some of them fitted into entire rooms. Like the room where you currently are, imagine that the only thing there is a computer from end to end, like one computer, not two. And today you have one in your pocket that you carry around that you call a smartphone. So you can see that technology has always evolved. And as technology has evolved, jobs have evolved as well. Roles have evolved as well. Prosperity has shifted hands, right? Wealth has shifted hands. Opportunities have shifted hands. People have also lost jobs. People have also lost wealth. Particular countries have moved from being rich to poor. Particular countries that were poor have moved from being poor to rich. You can read about the story of Malaysia, for example. They got independence the same year. If you're a Nigerian on this call, they got independence in the same year as Nigeria. And you probably want to do that research and find out what makes Malaysia different from Nigeria. So at Ascent Innovation Lab, we believe that the future shouldn't be gated by geography. It shouldn't be gated by privilege, by passport, or your age. As somebody said on this call already, I'm a Gen Z at heart. I believe that AI is going to be the future. I want to get on board it right now. So artificial intelligence is the great equalizer. One of the guest speakers we brought on board for our free webinar events that we did, to get more people curious about what we're trying to do, was from Brazil, Vinicius, and that's the terminology he likes using every time. Why? Because if before now you were limited to resources. You were limited to what we call the great digital divide. You were limited to resources, you were limited to gadgets, you were limited to ideas and opportunities. Because of where you came from, artificial intelligence has flipped the script entirely. And that is why post-COVID is the biggest turning point in human history. Now, that might sound a bit like, oh, I thought COVID killed a lot of persons. Yes, that happened. But humanity in the general, if you take a look at it from a drone's view, everything about how we work, how we play, how we think, how we communicate drastically shifted. I remember at that point in time, I was somewhere in southern Nigeria. I was building my first startup, and I told a friend, I said, what is going on right now is like the biblical Joseph parable in, it was not a parable, it was a real story, biblical Joseph story in scriptures that we all read, as children. If you went to Sunday school, if you're a Christian here or you're a Muslim, whatever, you probably have heard of the word Joseph the dreamer, something like that. Joseph had a dream, and in that dream, let me just plug my PC. In that dream, he saw 7 years of famine, 7 years of plenty. But what was critical about that story was not just the 7 years of famine, 7 years of plenty. It was the fact that everything about how the world lived, about how people communicated, about how people transported, where people lived, immediately changed after the famine. If you remember that story correctly, it meant that people from all over the world were flocking to where? They were flocking to Egypt. And I remember vividly, that was an analogy as I spent time just thinking about what was going on in the world. Because I was building a startup at that time, and it was all that my time was going into. I had just finished college, and I didn't even go to look for a job. I went straight to build a business, build a startup empowered by technology. But COVID came and it crashed. So in that period where I was trying to think about what to do with my life, that's when I got the insights. That's when I got that, what you call that, eureka moment, like the world is never going to be the same again. And those are one of the periods where the idea, the thoughts about Ascent Innovation Lab streamed into my consciousness. So this is born from a lived experience. I personally spent around 4 years between high school to getting an admission in a college. Then after college, I had to build a business, suffer the wrath of like, you left your mom's house. As a young person, I'm like bubbling. I'm like, no, I don't want to get a job. I want to do something by myself. I did all of that. And then I started to get depressed, started to get worried, started to think about my life. What was the use of my life after failing in business? So we do this for people in the gap, whether that is you coming out of secondary school waiting for university, or whether that gap is coming out of university waiting for your first job, or maybe that gap is more of a mental thing. It's more of you thinking, how do I get my first role? Or your first role, you are thinking, how do I even catch up? Like there's so much work to do. Or you are currently a student, you are like, how do I learn all of these different subjects at the same time? How do I maximize my time? How do I make sure I am productive? Okay, I want to learn what did Omolara call that course now? Very big English, biomedical engineering, right? You want to learn biomedical engineering, but you still want to be a TikTok influencer. There are young people like that think like that. There's somebody on this course who we mentioned. She's a product marketing professional, but she wants to master how to use AI. So that's like a gap. We build this for people in the gap. You want to understand how exactly your life fits into the fast-paced world that is evolving in front of our eyes. We build this for you. Our mission is clear, right? That we want to empower people across global south to lead the AI revolution, not just to spectate. And we believe that would enable a future of shared prosperity. So this is not just another coding bootcamp. We are designed specifically around your pain points, your desires, and the nuance of a specific niche in the market. Now think about it, the largest or the most popular edtech platforms we know, right now, Ascent isn't part of them, right? Because we're just building. But we believe that given the time and the enthusiasm that a lot of persons are already showing, we're able to get there within the next 3 to 5 years. We're going to be a big player in the edtech space. If you think about the biggest players right now, it's probably going to be for you, Coursera, Udemy. Everybody on this call knows Coursera. And you can type it in the chat. Who is like the biggest training platform that you know right now? ALX, Alt School. Everybody's excited about them. Then sometimes some persons don't even know those big ones. For you, it might be somebody like sends you a message on WhatsApp. Have you got those messages on WhatsApp where like, come and learn how to do affiliate marketing, come and learn how to do copywriting? People are like adding you to different WhatsApp groups to come and learn affiliate marketing, come and do all of these things. So you're probably wondering when you got the message or you got the email, you saw the flyers online. This is just another scam. These guys just want to take my money. But maybe the only thing that made you join the WhatsApp group was the giveaway, or you just feel like, let me just take a look. This is different. I assure you, everybody out there is competing for everybody. And what I mean is people who are building edtech solutions today are competing for the masses. It's too generic. So we sat down to say, what is going to make us different? I remember I told you my background story. That is what empowers me to do this, because this is not just an idea to make money. It's an idea that is born from a personal pain point, from a personal experience that I went through with my heart, my soul, my body, And that is where this came from. So it's a genuine solution that we built, and we spent time crafting it. We spent time crafting it. We've also been, maybe it's also worthy of mention that we've also been part of an accelerator in the US. That's another like big one for us. Then one in London we're currently going through. So this is not just for the masses. It's not generic. This is for people in the gap. It's for Gen Zs interested in building tomorrow's world. Baby boomers, Gen X are not going to be able to build tomorrow's world. It is going to be you, the young at heart, the young in age, the young in time, that can think about what tomorrow should look like. So it doesn't matter if you're from Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, we are giving you the tools to build that world. And I'm excited that you're here. So I'm going to go straight now. So what makes us different? Built by Gen Z for Gen Z, and you get to learn on your smartphone. This is something else that, because we thought about what makes us different, what are the barriers young people currently experience out there when Coursera is for everybody, Allspeed is for everybody. We decided that no, we will not be for everybody. We just want it to be for some specific kind of persons, and we want to build the solution for them. So if we are going to build it for Gen Z, what does it mean? A lot of them do not have access to a PC or a smartphone. For example, I don't know if you've seen that tweet on Twitter where people are like, I don't understand how anybody can ever book a flight on a smartphone. So if you are here on this call, are you comfortable making online purchases on like your smartphone versus PC? That probably shows if you are truly a Gen Z or not, right? Because a lot of Gen Zs are comfortable paying for school fees on their smartphone, making investments in crypto, worth thousands of dollars on their smartphones. But the older folks want to sit down in front of a laptop and like see everything. Like, let me see my flight ticket. Let me do. But young people are worthy of. They can take the risk. They are digital native people, and they spend most of their time on smartphones. Smartphones also have the biggest penetration in the Africa Global South region, and that's why we're leaning towards the smartphone. So if you have a laptop, it's good. If not, the smartphone is enough to get you started. Then it's an action-based curriculum, global first, Africa rooted, meaning that you'll be taking core project-based skills, core project-based curriculum lessons, hands-on. It's not just theory, it's hands-on activities we'll be giving you. And I'll talk about the program calendar here too, because if you get into the program, you will see that we spaced out the course content in such a way that allows you to dedicate around 3 to 4 hours per week. Now, don't get excited and say, oh, 3 to 4 hours is small, I can complete it. Relax. You know how many persons have started a course on Coursera or even also or ALX and you dropped off after 2 weeks, right? I'm sure you probably have been there because you got overwhelmed. You got too busy. Nobody was reaching out to you. It was not custom fit for you as a young person. There were like 45-year-olds and 60-year-olds in the same place. We are making sure that this is different. It is fitting into your time, how much time you spend on your smartphones, and we are optimizing the curriculum for that. That way, you get to focus on what is important, 3 to 4 hours per week, but with action-based projects that you're going to work on. I'm telling you, you're not going to leave this program the same way. Critical thinking is going to be a vital part. Leadership, that's something else. At the end of the program, towards the last 12 to 16 weeks, you'll be going straight into leadership. What is leadership going to look for in a world driven by AI? I really talked about that. If a self-driving car kills somebody by the road, kills a child by the road, how do you respond if you're a senator? How do you respond if you're a lawmaker? How do you respond if you're a father or a mother? Those are psychological issues that leadership, people are not even thinking about that. How we lead today is not going to be the same way we lead in 5 years, in 10 years. In fact, there are countries in the world that are already enacting leadership policies around artificial intelligence. We from the global south, and maybe this is why I need to explain what the global south means. It just simply means underdeveloped countries, Latin America, Southeast Asia, Africa. Global north typically refers to North America, Europe, those developed zones of the world. But we are going to cross that divide faster, and Ascent is going to be one of the biggest tools for crossing that divide. We'll go straight. Okay. Practical AI skills, what to expect. A global community of Gen Z changemakers, like everybody on this call, real-world projects, life mentorship. We're getting mentors to be a part of this program. So every 2 weeks, outside of the normal course content, once in 2 weeks, you will also take a class, an online session like this with a mentor. So we have folks joining us from South Korea. If you've been part of our webinars in the past, we've brought people from different parts of the world. So South Korea, China, Argentina, Nigeria as well. Yeah, Nigeria, London, United Kingdom, the United States. So we're bringing mentors from everywhere. so that they can speak every 2 weeks. They can share something around their experience with using AI. They can give you tasks, assignments, and you can ask them questions based on their experience. And I hope that's exciting for you. Let me know in the chat. So it's a 360-degree future-ready experience. AI skills, we've mentioned that, leadership, projects, community, mini tribes. Now, I'll give you a tour of what the course platform is going to be like. You're already probably itching. This guy is talking so many big English. Like, just give us the juice. Like, what are we going to be doing exactly? So relax. It's not going to be Zoom calls every day. I said the Zoom calls will only happen once in 2 weeks. But the rest of the time in the program, which is going to take 12 to 16 weeks to go for you to go through, it will be self-paced. Self-paced. And I'll explain what I mean by self-paced. So let me stop sharing screen here so that, sorry, give me a minute. Yeah. Let me stop sharing screen here so I can show you the course platform. Yeah. Let me pull up this link. Anybody want to ask me a quick question? Or you want to say something so far? How are you feeling so far about all we've shared? Please feel free to come off mute or just type in the chat. Anybody? Are you feeling confused? Are you feeling like, I feel like there's a lot going on here, or like, do I even have the time for it? I hope nobody's feeling that way though. Anybody? Okay, I don't know if somebody typing in the chat. Let's see. James, how are you feeling? Let me put you on the spot here. Hello, James. Thank you for joining the call. How are you feeling so far from everything we've shared? Is James typing? Let me see. Okay, no questions from Success, Mary Jane. Okay. What of Jude? Jude, anything? Okay. Amara says, I don't have any question. Or Matthias. Let me put Matthias on the spot as well. Before I
Hi, Alfred. Good afternoon.
Hello, Matthias, with your deep baritone voice. Stop getting us scared. Well, yeah, good afternoon.
I think so far so good. I feel very much seen by what you've explained, particularly how you said I can take this course with my device, just my phone, and the self-paced aspect of it. So I'm really hoping and looking forward to the course and the sessions that you said would hold in 2 weeks, and connecting with mentors and having a real-time opportunity to ask them questions. So yeah. Overall, I'm really expectant.
Awesome. I love the energy. Thank you so much. Even though it sounds like you're quite laid back, it's a weekend, I know. So, but thank you so much, Matthias. So let me know if you can see my screen now. Anybody? Give me a thumbs up, or did anybody type in chat? Let me check. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So this is what the course platform looks like. You will have to navigate from here. We'll send you a link on how to get here from our website. You have to go to the website to get here. We're hosting the course on a third-party platform, just so that it doesn't affect load times, site speed on our main website. But you can only link up to this place from the website. And if you don't know the website, please somebody just let me drop the link to the website in the chat, ascentinnovationlab.org. So this is what it's going to look like. For example, this is one video where oh, you can see the video, but you can't hear. Can anybody hear the audio? Okay, you can't hear the audio. Okay. Let me try to reshare. Let's try it one more time. You should be able to hear now. How about now?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello there. My name is Alfred Collins, co-founder here at Ascent Innovation Lab, and I'm delighted that you're here with us. This course has been a while in the making since we first saw how frontier technologies like artificial intelligence and virtual reality are shaping what is now being termed the fourth industrial revolution and leading change for a new global economy. Our AI and Leadership Foundations course is designed specifically for gap year students and early stage professionals like yourself to understand how to leverage artificial intelligence for the future of education and work. Our aim is to trigger a new wave of innovators, inventors, and leaders from emerging economies around the world that understand how to steer frontier technologies towards creating a prosperous future. With both a beginners and an advanced phase, this course will take you through an inclusive learning experience curated to build mastery from the ground up. Are you ready to get started? Let's dive in.
All right then. Feel free to tell me what your first thoughts are. If you're excited, if it looks good, if it looks smooth, just throw it in the chat. All right. So the course would look like this, like you've already seen. It will contain videos, but it will also contain text-based materials. It will contain a text-based material that you have to read through, a reflection assessment that you have to submit. And this is why I say you have to give it your time. You have to think critically. This is not just any course that you can just breeze through. No, you'd have to think critically to it, even though it's just 3 to 4 hours. But we intentionally made sure that those 3 to 4 hours, you devote your time for it. Even if it's 3 to 4 hours, you will devote your time. And I'm telling you, it's going to literally shape how you think about the future and about AI and how to get started. Then you take quizzes as well. So we'll open each of these course, what's it called now? Course materials on a week by week process. So if it's when you start, for example, when you watch this first video, you'll be able to watch these other ones. But until you complete each video, you won't be able to move to the next one. And even when you complete it, let's say you complete this multiple choice quiz, because of the date that we set, when you've maximized the 3 to 4 hours that week, you won't be able to move to the next course until we open it up again the next week. So we're spacing out the learning process. So that way you get to assimilate what you read. And you also get to have discussions in the community. We're going to have a private community channel for only Cohort 1 participants, separate from the general one that you currently know. So that way everybody gets to focus on what they are building. Then there will be mini tribes as well. I'll talk about mini tribes later. Then there will be a mini project for you to do at the end of each module. So there's about 5 modules in all. Then prompt engineering is up there. I think that's something that you should be excited about if you're interested in content creation, if you're interested in filmmaking.
My job for the next few lessons.
One of the persons that we had in the Thursday, was it the Thursday one is somebody interested in filmmaking, how to use AI for filmmaking. So we're seeing very, very ambitious folks who are coming into the program and they want to use AI for all sort of things. And that's why we've used this course actually. So whether it's you're a student, you're a filmmaker, you're currently a tech professional, we're empowering you with so then there are different facilitators, AI-powered research and content generation. Then there's a practicum in Module 4 for leadership, the practicum that deals around deep analysis, leadership challenge, and all of that. So it's pretty much very, very intense as you go lesson by lesson, assignments by assignments. Then there'll be deadlines to some of those assignments. So we encourage you to like really, really put in the time for it. 3 to 4 hours max, you should be good to go. But then those assignments, if you're not careful, they might take you more time than you might even, if you keep postponing them, they might take you more time than you envisage in the first place. So those mini tribes, like I was mentioning earlier, mini tribes are going to be where you now have like people of like interest. So 140 persons, let's say 90 of them starts, 90 of you who signed up for the course finally starts the program. All 90 of you will now be split based on your interest. What is it that you are most excited about? Are you most excited about content creation? Are you excited about using AI to start a business, a startup? We're going to split you into a different group. Are you excited about maybe productivity, time management? We'll split you into your own tribe. So those are what mini tribes are. They will now give you specific assignments outside of what we have on the course platform that you can take as well. So how is everybody feeling so far? Okay, everybody says, wow, looks rich, it looks smooth. No, sorry. Not the entire course can be done. No. A lesson that you have, so we'll release it lesson by lesson. There are about 4 to 5 lessons in each module. So lesson by lessons will be released per week. Okay, Give Keke says, feeling pumped. Okay, let me know if you understand it, okay. Then after this, we have the advanced phase. Advanced phase is where you come to learn about AI agents, entrepreneurship, strategic thinking. Then building real world apps, web apps with artificial intelligence. If you're excited about that, if you don't know how to write code now, the advanced phase is where we teach you how to use AI tools, real AI tools to build web apps. And I'm going to show you some of the web apps I've been able to build and how much traction they are already making in terms of money, in terms of number of users, and all of that. We're going to be sharing that with you. You're going to build your own app, but that's in the advanced phase. So stay locked in for that one. When you complete the beginner phase, towards the end of the beginner phase as well, let me mention that we'll give you access to our VR station. So we'll be taking you, especially if you are based in Lagos, Nigeria. If you're outside Nigeria, if you have a headset, you can join the tour. But if you're in Lagos, Nigeria, we're excited about that. We'll take you to our VR lab. You get to experience virtual reality, not just for playing games, but for like education, immersive environments, virtual reality for experiencing the past, experiencing ancient sites, experiencing history, stuff like that. So it's exciting. Let me go straight. Then you also have your capstone journey, week 12 to 16, right? Identify a real-world problem, build an AI-driven solution for it, launch your prototype. And this is where for everybody, a lot of persons are always saying, oh, I want to get a job. I want to get a job. I want to get a job. But one reason why we are pushing for a capstone project is so that you can think beyond getting a job. And that's something AI is going to do. It's going to create jobs, but it's going to also empower people to build what is now being called microservices. So we're seeing startups of 1 to 3 persons currently being built by young people, teenagers, 20s, people in their 20s all over the world. So instead of you thinking, oh, I want somebody to hire me, when you leave the program, we want you to feel confident enough to build something by yourself. We've talked about mini tribes already. So now that you're here, you join your WhatsApp mini tribe. We'll put a poll in the WhatsApp group so that we see people, we sort out people based on their interest. Introduce yourself in WhatsApp if you've not already done so. Go on WhatsApp. Somebody drop the link for me, please. Explore the course platform as we provide access. Then let me also say it here that since you're going to be joining the course, you're going to be getting access to the course. It's an invite-only course, so you can't go look for it right now. We have to invite you to join the course. But what you have to do is that on the main website, you fill in your card details. We're running this program for the next 3 months, 12 to 16 weeks thereabout, and with all the resources that we've poured into it. So what we're doing is that for the first 30 days, we're offering a scholarship where folks like yourself, anybody can come in. As long as you've applied for Cohort 1, I think we're already past the deadline, except you have somebody who is really, really interested. For the first 30 days, we're going to offer this openly for free. What that also means is that, yes, you get that scholarship, you experience the lessons, you experience the assignments, you join our special webinars, but it also means that you can finally see that, oh, wow, there's a lot of there's a lot of value that is coming from this program, right? Because I know this is our fourth cohort, so most people are still thinking, do I really have the time? Do I really want to give somebody my money right now? And all of those sort of things. So we're like, okay, you know what? We'll take the cost for the first 30 days. You go ahead and experience it. And then for the next months, the next 2 months in the program, then we'll be charging around $3 to $4 per month. That's 5,000 naira, less than $4, in fact, at the current exchange rate of 1,500, 1,520, less than $4. So 5,000 naira per month, that's all it takes for you to be here. Based on the weight of numbers we're seeing that are signed up for cohort one, I know maybe not all the 140 persons will start the course. There's like completion rates, how many persons would even complete it, right? We're opening up space for cohort two. Cohort two will be launching in September straight away. So if you know somebody who missed cohort one, we're launching cohort two straight away because of the massive demand for this program. And that's something we're excited about. To start lesson one, this weekend should have been the best time to start lesson one, but please give us some time. We're facing some issues with some bugs on the back end. By Monday, lesson one should be ready to go. So keep an eye out on your email, the WhatsApp community. If you've not joined the WhatsApp community, please drop a message, reply to my email, or just drop a message right now in the chat, and we'll send that link so you can join. Then there's going to be a cohort one headshot graphic on social media, and we'll send it to your email. You just upload your image. You just say something like, oh, I'm an AI scholar. I've just been selected as an AI scholar at Ascent Innovation Lab. Something like that. We encourage you to please post it on your socials, whether that's your WhatsApp status or your Instagram, and tag us as well. AI won't take your job. Relax. Don't get scared. AI is not the Antichrist. Relax. They said that about ATM. You know, my mother grew up. I remember when I was much younger, my mom used to tell me something like, when ATM cards just came in their village, they said ATM cards were the Antichrist as well, right? Because if you don't have an ATM card, you won't be able to buy or sell. The same thing with bras. I remember my mom, a lot of funny stories. You know, there's so much that people believe in, but what AI is going to do, the positives far outweigh the negatives. We're not going to write out the negatives that AI might likely bring up, but what we're asking you to do, and that's what we're empowering you with this course, with this program. All right, it's not just another course you want to go do. No, it's a holistic program. We're empowering you to think critically. We're empowering you to think in the sense of problem solving. We're empowering you to think in the sense of value creation, not just waiting for somebody to give you a job. We're giving you the tools to build from the ground up. We're empowering you to think long term. What if AI has started now? This is still very, very early. What does it mean in the next 10 to 20 years? You know how your parents tell you, oh, this land in somewhere in Lagos or somewhere in Ibadan, back then in 1995, somebody gave it to me for so amounts. In next 10 years, you won't be telling your children about land that somebody introduced to you. You know what you'll be telling them? You'll be telling them about artificial intelligence. Oh, how I wish I learned it way back then. It's not going to be about land anymore because land is gradually becoming a scarce commodity. So if you're thinking about telling your children you should have bought land somewhere, land is good. Go buy it if you want. What you will be telling your children about is the story of how you jumped early into the rocket ship that is called artificial intelligence, virtual reality, because that is going to be the future. AI does not give anybody any excuses right now. There are no excuses for why you shouldn't be mastering these two right now. There are no excuses. It's not based on background. It's not based on color. There are technologies that are only restricted to a particular part of the world. It's not the same thing with artificial intelligence. So this is your moment. Seize it. All right, then. I think that's the end of it. But I'm sure you probably have questions. So I hope that you're excited. I didn't leave you feeling like, oh, man, this guy knows a lot of English. No, I hope you're excited to start the course. So I would like to hear from 1, 2 persons. Okay, Inulua says, yes, I love it. Yeah, thank you very much, Inulua. I'm happy to see that you are excited about this. So I'm seeing a couple of questions. Yeah, I've answered the first one from Oge. If you still have more questions, please throw it in the chat. We have like 5 minutes to go, so I'm going to try to run through this. Omolara, thank you for dropping this. Yes, success is free for the first 30 days. I don't want to say free. Every time somebody hears free, they think like it's of no value, right? No, it's not free. It's a scholarship. We paid for people to come on board and take the program because this is our first cohort. Like I said, we just joined an accelerator in the UK, and so as part of our go-to-market strategy, we'll pay for people to use the course. And then after the first cohort, we'll see how things go. By then, we should have gotten people who can share their own personal testimonials, and people can start to pay upfront from there. How long is the whole program scheduled for? It's going to take you around 16 weeks maximum, 12 to 16 weeks maximum. Can you possibly join more than one advanced focus? What do you mean by one advanced focus? You mean like more than one phase? Please explain. Okay. Do you mean like can you join either beginners or advanced? Okay, I'm seeing some latecomers. Can more people register for Cohort? We are already at this is like the final phase, Jude. So what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Yes, if you can get them to register today, we'll leave today open. It's already 140 persons, close to 150 already. And in my head, I'm already wondering, can we do this? Can we do this? Can we do this? Like, because we have to offer someone like myself now and the student success lead, who she couldn't be on this call, we'll be offering like, 1 hour time slots every week, 2 hours time slots every week to book like one-on-one with people. That's another part of mentorship you'll be doing. So you'll be having access to myself. And I'm a very, very, if you know me, I've worked with companies all over from Europe to Southeast Asia, from Africa to Latin America, like everywhere in the world. So there's a vast experience that I want to pour into you as well. So this is not just you coming in to take the course and go. No, I'm going to be pouring my time, I'm going to pour in my experience, bringing in my networks. Those are the people I said are coming in from everywhere around the world. And I'm happy to do it. I'm very, very excited to do it because this is my own contribution towards ensuring that I am contributing towards the next generation with the skills and the opportunities that God has given me. I don't just want to be there just thinking, just living life alone, living life buying cars. No, 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 no. The way I think is the sense of how do I empower the next generation? What's that I can do for people coming up? The things I experienced as a gap year student, coming out of university, coming out of secondary school. How do I ensure that the next generation does not go through that? And that's something that I'm very, very discouraged about. You can take a look here. Feel free to send me a request on my LinkedIn. Can a person join more than one tribe? That's a good question, actually. I think okay, Oge says I meant to join different time. Okay, I'm going to think about it, but just because of your time, if you feel like you have enough time for it, because I'm telling you, this program is packed. There's so much, like I just showed you. I know a couple of persons just came in, so we just completed the whole course platform sharing, screen sharing, and all of that. But we'll send out the recording, you catch up. We're taking questions right now. So it's going to take your time. We are budgeting around 3 to 4 hours maximum for you to do. But if you want to go beyond that, I think that's totally up to you. So if you feel like you can handle more than 4 hours per week for this program, no problem. You can join more than one tribe and all. All right, then. Any other person with a question, please feel free to come off mute or just drop it in the chat. And I'll particularly like to hear from somebody. Just say something. Anybody? Don't feel shy, please. Anybody? Why is everybody always feeling shy? When it's time to talk, everybody has been chatting, putting up comments. Okay, when does the course become accessible? Yeah, it should have been accessible this weekend, but by Monday, you just ran into a big bug. In fact, after this call, I'm jumping on the call with the developers to clarify, to make sure that that thing is ready. We had a call before this one, and where I was talking with them, and immediately after this call, I'm jumping back on that one. It's just a small bug we're trying to resolve. So by Monday, you should have it.
Can I
I
say
remember
something?
that I said, who is that? Okay, I can't see.
Jude.
Hey, Jude, yeah, please go ahead. I'm trying to see who is speaking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm very excited, like, for the cohort, and one of the things I'm fascinated about is the mini tribes. Like, I would really, really love to
Awesome.
get to know about individuals that are passionate about AI and would love to use it to solve problems, and I would love to connect with them. So that's one part of the core that I'm excited about, and I feel like that's one part that you would not get from your regular Coursera or ALX. So I'm very excited about it.
Awesome, awesome. And shout outs to Omolara and Success and Ishoma who have been helping me to craft strategies around that. A lot of persons have been coming back to say, Omo, they love the posts on WhatsApp. They love how engaging, how exciting it is. And I know everybody loves giveaway too. So that's something that people have been loving. But shout outs to the people behind the scenes who are helping us craft those strategies. Thank you very much for your kind words, Jude. Any other person? even if you don't have a kind word for me, if it's a criticism, if you are like, if you want to criticize, so don't feel bad if you are like, if you ask this question now, hope it will not be as if I'm attacking this person. Don't worry, please go ahead and ask your question. I remember when we did the AMA session and the first question somebody dropped, I was holding my hands like, how do I answer this question? How do I answer this question for God's sake? Like, before, I think it was even Jude. Jude, I think it was you, in fact. Okay, Agbe Manuel, thank you for answering that. Like, I think it was even Jude that asked that question. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. Then I got more people ask questions, ask questions. I was thinking they were going to be simple questions, but in the end, I think we took around like two. Yes, it was Jude. I think we took like 2 to 3 hours just answering questions that day. Like, my hands were shaking because I was typing so much. But it's exciting, Sha. It's our first time, right? As we grow bigger, people get to trust us a lot more. And I'm looking forward to that. So you who are trusting us right from the get-go, we appreciate you. With all my heart, I appreciate you. You are our early believers, you are our early adopters. And you are doing that, you're putting trust in us. And that's why I just put out the link to my professional portfolio. Just want, in case you want to take a look at who this guy is not a scammer, especially because he has dreads. So don't worry, I'm not a scammer. I've been building stores for a long time. Work with like some of the biggest organizations around the world, from the largest healthcare organization, healthcare online learning platform in the world, to other big companies like very, very, very big. I don't know if I want to mention their names since this is being recorded, but maybe on a different call. Then if you've seen the onboarding guide, you'll probably see my profile there as well. All right then. I think that's it, right? It seems like nobody else has a question, right? Anybody, any last minute things anybody wants to say? Any last minute words? Let me see.
Yeah, I do want to say something.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, please go for it. I believe now, Inolua, your network seems to be quite chippy a bit, choppy.
It's word. On behalf of the, is it better now? Don't know. I think this rain thing is
Yes,
causing
it's better now.
a lot of choppy network issues. Okay. All right. I just wanted to say thank you, honestly, for the solution. I think a lot of us can testify, for those of us that do courses online and take courses in Udemy, some of them are not as relatable for the African
Yeah.
frame of
Markets.
experience. Yes, the African markets, the African frame of experience, putting into consideration the things that we personally experience and the things that we have to face, right? Challenges in advancing in different areas of
Yeah.
our lives and in our careers, right? But this is one solution. The one thing I used to tell my friend, I was like, whenever I look for a course online, I'm always so aligned when a Black person is teaching, even if the person is Black American. Why? Because somehow there are things that are very relatable that you can understand. Not like you can't understand the European or the American or the British. I understand those people, but somehow there is a different frame of reference when it's a Nigerian or an African typically teaching. And so this is a very great way, because we know that whatever solutions are being brought from you, Ascent, is going to also be something that will put into consideration the different levels as much as possible. Of course, you can't, not everybody's peculiar situation can be considered, but as much as possible, we know that the solutions are going to be something that would cause an advancement for the average Nigerian and the average African. And I just want to say thank you for that, because it's one of the things
as you began to speak, I just clicked your voice in my head, like I actually know this person. Before now, I didn't know that I had met you before, so I was wondering,
you know
have I
me?
met this person?
Yes, sir. You definitely know
I just clicked now that this is this person. So I'm like, wow, this is the person. Oh, interesting. Thank you so much, Ini.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I'm going to jump on a call with my developers to make sure that we get this platform on your hands right away. You can start taking it. Thank you so much. Enjoy the music if you want. I'll be here in the background doing a couple of things for like the next 3 minutes. If you like music, really, really funky kind of vibes and stuff. Well, for now, ciao from my end. Bye-bye. When you could name my side, give me stainless gold. Think it's the time to finally take my throne. Forget that lane, true, I made my own. I got
got the power in me, not afraid no more. See, is the world gonna keep up? It's clear to see they can't do what she does. Come on, follow the leader. Can't deny that you're forgiven till you through the speaker.
Ooh, don't break your neck. Looking for something like this.
Said you can never find
something like this.
the way I
slow down and go give me life sentence. Ooh,
don't break
your neck. Looking for something like this. But you will never find something like this.
You need to understand I'm loving in the prime when you see me. The rest when we see the locks them swinging. I roll up in this thing looking Nefertiti. Better kiss the ring when you see me. I ain't even scrape the surface from the power that's within me. Couldn't get here without us putting up a good fight. It's here is never what it seems. Look at them like what you mean. We just had a dream and a push by. My mama said that it will happen in good time. I was struggling to run it on my last legs. I said I never quit until I take my last breath. Yo, I was down on my luck, past tense. And I was champagne reception, smart dress. Out on my hands,